So we're actually going to be not doing session next week. So this practice will encompass both Uranus moving into Gemini, which is a very big deal because Uranus changes signs every 7 years. And this is the last of the outer planets that are changing signs this year. That being said, Saturn is about to go retrograde, and that was the second outer planet to change signs this year. So first they all change signs, and then they're all going to go, except for Jupiter, they're all going to go into retrograde, starting with Saturn. And then they will all probably go back into the previous sign they were in the fall, and then go back into the sign that they just moved into. And then that's where they will be for however long they're in their signs for. So that is the first part. And then the second part is we're going to also include some Capricorn full moon energy. So Uranus and Gemini, Capricorn full moon. How are we going to encompass it all? See, wait. So first and foremost, Uranus rules over our nervous system. Gemini rules over our lungs, our arms, and our hands. And also, in a way, our nervous system, because the ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury, which is connected to also our nervous system. And Capricorn is about our knees and efforting and structure. And then obviously we're in Cancer season, so we're also going to incorporate the rib cage. So we're going to start lying down. Make sure you have one, maybe two blocks with you towards the top of your mat. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And just notice if your pelvis is still like a little crunchy or your low back is a little crunchy. You can even lift it up, move your pelvis so your low back is flat on the ground. Elbows on the floor, hands on your abdomen. And then just breathe. I just gave you a lot of information. So if it floated away like the wind, don't worry about it. Notice the fluctuation of your breath. If it feels a little unsteady, just notice if you can smooth it out. Notice which nostril you feel more air moving through. Notice if your inhale is longer than your exhale. Next time you inhale, have your arms go up through the air until the back of your hands find the floor above your head. Exhale, we're going to bring the arms and hands back to the abdomen. If a exhale is supportive, feel free to do that. Inhale, arms move up through the air. Back of your hands find the floor above your head. Exhale, bring your hands back to your abdomen. Feel your lower abdomen pull in. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, arms up through the air. Exhale, I'm going to do a shh. Two more like that. Last one. This time as you inhale, do the same thing with your arms as you extend your right leg, flexing your right foot, lengthening through the right side. Exhale, you're going to take your hands back to your abdomen, drag your right foot back to where it came from. And now we're going to do the left side. Inhale, left leg extends. You can drag your foot along the floor as you bring your arms up. Exhale, bend your left knee. Bring your hands back to your abdomen. And then we're just going to do this alternating sides. Inhale, arms extend. Right leg extends. Exhale, pull everything back in towards the middle. Inhale, both arms extend as your left leg extends. Flex through the left foot. Exhale, bring everything back towards the middle. Three more rounds like this. One round is both sides. Two more rounds on each side. Last round. Last one. And then pull your knees in towards your chest. Take your hands onto your kneecaps. Maybe even massage the kneecaps a little bit. Our knees, if we ever have any knee pain, it is an indication of over efforting. It's a nice loving reminder to maybe do a little bit less. Inhale, extend your legs up and your arms out. Exhale, bend both knees, hands onto the knees. Inhale, extend both arms out as you extend your legs up. Exhale. Bring your hands back onto your knees. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, extend. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. And then you're going to take your hands behind the backs of the knees, pull your nose towards your knees, rock and roll on the spine once, twice, or 3 times. And we're going to way into tabletop position. Now, if you know that your knees are a little bit sensitive, you might about midway up your mat to give your knees a little bit more. As you inhale, we're going to come into cow pose. Lift the heart and the tailbone. Exhale, child's pose. Send your hips towards you. Inhale to stand on the knees. Reach up through the arms. Lift up through the heart. Exhale, sit back onto your heels. Hands onto the heart. Great. We're going to repeat that a couple more times. Inhale, lift up onto the knees, arms lift. Exhale, go back into child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. That was actually the round. Repeat a couple. I don't know. I stopped to tell you that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child. Stretch by your ears. Inhale, come up to stand on the knees. Reach the arms up, lift up through the heart. Exhale, sit your hips onto your heels, hands to heart center. Inhale, back on the knees, arms lift up through the heart. Keep your arms by your ears. Exhale to child's pose. Cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to do that whole sequence 2 more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child. In on the knees, Ardha Urdhva Hastasana, half upward hand pose. Exhale, sit back on your heels, hands to the center. Inhale, come back to stand on the knees, arms lift. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more round like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's. Inhale on the knees, arms lift up through the heart. Exhale, sit back onto your heels, hands to the heart center, hero's pose. Inhale, back on the knees, arms lift, Ardha Urdhva Hastasana. Keep your arms by your ears. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then just take a few deep breaths here in the downward facing dog. For 2. And for 1. And then walk your feet up towards your hands at the front of the mat. Inhale, bring the arms by the ears. Come all the way up to stand. Urdhva Hastasana. Upward hand pose. Exhale, free your arms by your side. So take a moment here, kind of settling into the body. Notice where you feel your energy, your prana, your blood flow. And we're going to open up a little bit more in our side body, kind of creating space, both for our lungs, Gemini, but also our ribs, Cancer. So right, Uranus is going into Gemini, we're in Cancer season. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, pull your right elbow in, reach over to the left. Inhale, arms come back up to center. Exhale, left elbow pulls in, reach over to the left with the right arm. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, folding in. Hands go to the low back. We're going to repeat that a couple times. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, right elbow in. Reach over to the right. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, left elbows in. Reach over to the left. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, slight bend in the knee. Holding in, hands go to your low back. We're going to repeat that 3 more times. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, right elbow pulls in, reach to the left. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, left elbow pulls in, reach to the right. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, folding in, hands to the low back. We're going to do 2 more rounds like that. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale to the right. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale to the left. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold hands to the low back, slight bend in the knees. One more round like that. Inhale, come back up to stand, arms lift. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, bring the arms back up, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, arms by your side. Again, notice sensation, notice prana flow. Okay. Variation on a moon salutation. Variation, moon salutation. For to rhyme. Okay, inhale, arms come up. Keep your arms by your ears as you exhale, slight bend in the knees, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release the hands down, step your right foot back, lower your right knee to the ground. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, you're going to lean to the left. So left elbow pulls in, stretch the right side. Inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, you're going to straighten the left leg, folding in. Inhale, back into crescent pose. Left foot lands, heart lifts. Exhale, hands down, step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, cow. Exhale, dog. 3 deep breaths. For 2. And for 1. On your next inhale, the right leg goes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, pull the right elbow in, stretch. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, we're going to fold in, straighten the right leg. Inhale, crescent pose, land the right foot, lift up through the heart. Exhale, take the hands forward, step forward, and fold forward. Inhale, arms by the ears, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release the hands. This time you're going to step your left foot back. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale again, right elbow into the side. Stretch the left side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, straighten over the right leg. Inhale, land the right foot, reach the arms up. Exhale, release down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, cow. Exhale, dog. 3 deep breaths. For 2. And for 1. As you inhale, bring the left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, pull the left elbow in towards the side, reaching, stretching the right arm. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, you're going to fold in over the left side, straightening the left leg. Inhale, crescent pose, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, step forward and fold forward. Inhale, arms by your ears, come all the way. Exhale, arms by your side. We're going to do 2 more rounds like that. Inhale, or actually 1 more round. Arms up. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back. Right knee lowers. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, left elbow goes into the side, stretching the right side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, straighten the left leg, fold in. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, cow. Exhale, dog. 3 deep breaths. For 2, sorry, my dog's coughing up something. And for 1. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Lower the left knee down. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, right elbow pulls in. Stretch the left side. Arms come up. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Folding in. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, hands down. Step forward and fold forward. Inhale, arms by the ears, come all the way up to stand. Last half of a round. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release the hands. Step the left foot back. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, right elbow pulls to the side. Stretch to the left. Inhale. Exhale, pulling the hips back, straightening the right leg. Inhale, pose. Exhale, hands down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Cow. Exhale, dog. 3 deep breaths. For 2. And for 1. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step foot forward. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, left elbow pulls in. Stretch the right side. Inhale, arms lift up back to center. Exhale, straighten the left leg, folding in. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hands down. Step forward and fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, free your arms by your side. We warm? Yeah? Cool. All right, we're just gonna do a couple forward folds just to kind of neutralize that low back since we did a lot of asymmetrical movement there. So as you inhale, reach your arms up. Remember Barbie arms, slight bend in the elbows, heart nice and open. Exhale, fold forward, slight bend in the knees. And we're just gonna do that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale for your spine. So this is where you're gonna want one block handy. Let's place it on the tallest setting, just a little bit in front of your mat. My second one's just hanging out just in case I need it, but you're gonna want one. And we're gonna shift our weight into the right foot and pull the left knee in towards the chest. So first, just find a visual focus. We call that a drishti. Steady your breath. Feel the sole of your right foot on the floor. Feel the steadying of your breath. And then you're going to take your left hand onto your left knee. I think we did this last week. Bring your left knee over to the side. We're going to hinge forward. Take your right hand onto your block and then extend your left leg and your left arm. Half moon pose. 3 deep breaths. Again, find a drishti or a visual focus. For 2. So we're going to come into triangle pose. We're going to find a way to triangle pose. You're going to slightly bend your right knee, step your left foot back, take your block with you, and then you're going to straighten the right leg. Look up towards the left arm or look forward. 5 breaths. For 4. Oh my God. My dog's scratching. It just moved my camera a little bit, so I'll adjust that in a second. One more deep breath. And then we're going to lift the body up, bend the right knee, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten your right leg, reach both arms up. Exhale, bend your right knee, press the arms down. 4 more like that. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend your right knee, press the arms down. 3 more rounds like this. For 2. Last one. Great. So you're going to flip your right palm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, we're going to reach back, peaceful warrior. As you exhale, take your right hand back onto that block, and we're going to come out the way we came. So you're going to take your right hand with your block as pretty much as far forward as you can, keeping your right foot on the floor. Shift into the right foot, extend your left leg. Stay here for 3 breaths. For 2. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend your left knee, grab a hold of your left knee with your left hand, pick it up as you come back to center, and then you're going to land the left foot down. We did it. Okay, we're going to do the other side. So just scooch that block closer to your left foot. Shift your weight into your left foot and then pull the right knee in towards your chest. So again, just take a moment, find your drishti, your visual focus, but also maybe your focus is on the steadiness of your breath. And then you're going to take your right hand onto your right knee and take the right over to the side, hinge forward, grab your block with your left hand, and then extend. Bend in the left. Take your block close to your shin, straighten and reach the right arm up. Uttita Trikonasana. Extended triangle pose. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And then leading from the right hand, you're going to lift your body up, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten your left leg, reach up through the sides. Feel a stretch in the sides. Exhale, bend your left knee, press the arms down. We're going to do that 4 more times. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. Exhale, bend and press. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. Exhale, bend and press. 3 more like that. For 2. Last one. And then flip your left palm, your front palm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, stretch, reach back, peaceful warrior, keeping the left knee bent. And then as you exhale, take your left hand onto the left block and take your left block as far forward as you can. Shift into the left and extend the right leg. Half moon. 3 deep breaths. And on that third exhale, or right hand, pick it up, and then step it down. Have a more graceful landing than I had. Okay, so now we're gonna do one more forward fold sequence before we find our way to the ground. Inhale, arms out to the side, lift up through the heart. Exhale, let's do that shh, shh. Hands to the low back. We're gonna repeat that a couple times. Inhale, arms out to the side, flip up through the palms. Exhale, shh. Rotating the arms, back of the hands, find the low back. 3 more like this. Two more. Last one. And then just release your hands to the ground. You can wiggle walk your feet as wide as your mat. Turn your toes out, turn your heels in. Coming garland pose. And then we're gonna find our way to lying our back. One of my favorite ways to do it, land the booty, pull the knees in. Great. And then release your feet down to the floor. Feet bent, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And just take a moment here. We're where we started, but something has changed. We went through a whole cycle of experience, moving, breathing, balancing, strengthening, attention focused, attention scattered, brings us back to this moment. So we're going to do a pretty big side opening as we've prepared our sides for this. You're going to interlace your hands behind the back of your head like you're just relaxing. I think y'all can see me okay. And then you're going to extend your legs long. So first we're going to walk our feet over to the right. And you'll take a couple little steps and then take your left ankle onto your right ankle. And then you'll start to scooch your right elbow closer towards your feet. Some people call this banana pose. I actually don't know the Sanskrit name for this pose. But I actually like to think of it more kind of like a crescent moon. I know that we have crescent pose. We've got crescent lunge. We've got the crescent lunge. But this is kind of also another, like our body's in the shape of a crescent. And just breathe into the left side of your body. So as Uranus moves into Gemini, I don't know why that was hard for me. Sometimes all the astrology words get so jumbled in my brain that I like say the wrong ones. But as Uranus moves into Gemini, this is a signature that has happened it happens every 84 years. And it often does align with the United States going to war. So take what you want from that information. And like I said, it is related to our nervous system. And while we can't control the events, well, we can, we can protest and we can like do our parts, but we can't ultimately control what our government does. We can like, do our part to try to sway, but yeah. What we can control is how we show up in our day-to-day life and for our communities and for our bodies. And so it doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, perfect isn't real. And there's another very important signature right now of or transit that's happening right now of the South Node being in Virgo. So we were kind of being asked to release the idea of perfectionism. But what you can do with this energy is to practice having tools to regulate your nervous system. Because Gemini is a mutable air sign. As I said before, it's already kind of connected to the nervous system. And air quality can be really great for creativity, but if there's too much of it, it creates anxiety. So, what are some grounding things that we can do to return to our bodies? And since Gemini does rule over our hands and our lungs, breathing is a good one, and also so is touch or nyasa, to touch to place. So to come out of this, we're going to come out the opposite way we came. So gently, gently, gently scooch your upper body kind of back to center. Unhook your left ankle. Bring your body back to center. And first just notice how different your sides feel. We're going to do the other side and then we'll do a little neutralizer. And then you're going to wiggle walk your feet over to the left. Yep. And then take your right ankle onto the left ankle and then scooch your left elbow closer towards your feet. Now you're going to breathe into your right side. So as we were opening up the left side, I was thinking about introspective things that we can do to regulate our nervous system. Right? Like I said, self-touch, breathing techniques. The right side of the body is outward. So this is a really good time, astrology aside, to notice the people in your life that when you're around them, you feel more joy or ease or calm. And how can you nurture those relationships? It's funny, it's a very common habit to notice when relationships don't make us feel good, right? You like spend time with a person, you're like, wow, I really don't feel like you leave and you feel like worse, or you feel judged, you feel, whatever. Or like you gossip with that person and it's like it feels fun in the moment, you leave, you're like, man, that kind of didn't feel great, Like we all have relationships like that. And it's important to notice, it's not saying like they're bad or you're bad when you're together or whatever, but it's just important to notice like what type of energy and community affects your nervous system in different ways. Yesterday, I did tarot readings at Nashville Pride. It was really fun. But I noticed like I was in a booth right next to the main stage. There was like a music stage. And I do like pop-up events literally like all the time. And I think just because like the amount of people and like energy and like the music and how close I was to all the noise and how I had to kind of like really project myself to have myself heard from the person I was reading for, I went home and I just like crashed out. And it's not saying that was like obviously like a bad thing. It was a really fun event. But I just noticed like afterwards, I was like, oh, that like level of activity for tarot readings, like for me, just like takes a lot of energy out of me. And next time, I can make a choice where I can, see if I can be in a different location or like maybe I need more help or assistance, whatever. There's like, what do I need to support my nervous system when I know that there's going to be like a lot of extra stimulation going on. And it's just these types of things are really important to take stock of this time of in history, and especially with the astrology like this. And then we're going to come back out. So scooch your booty back to center. And then uncross your right knee, right ankle. Scooch everything back to center. Bend both knees. Place the soles of your feet onto the floor. And rest your hands. Maybe shake your hands out. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Rest your hands on your lower abdomen. And we're going to gently twist the low back. So inhale here. Exhale, you're going to pull your lower abdomen in as you twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Pull your lower abdomen in as you twist to the left. And then just repeat that a couple times, shushing as you twist. Keeping your hands in your lower abdomen, having that loving touch, right? That like loving, soothing touch on your lower abdomen. Maybe even your hands move to your low back as you twist. Inhale to center. Exhale. So do 3 more rounds like this. 1 round goes to both sides. And then bring your knees back up to center. Final thing, we're going to finish with Apanasana. So again, kind of massage your knees a little bit here with full moon Capricorn energy, which will be happening next week on the 10th. It's just, important to release over efforting. As you inhale, bring your legs away from your body. Exhale. Pull your abdomen in towards your spine. Inhale, bring your legs away from your body. Keep a hold of the kneecaps. Exhale. Pull your abdomen in towards your spine. 2 more rounds like that. And then release your feet. And then release your legs all the way to the ground. Settling into our final rest. So these things are very much connected. This Uranus moving into Gemini and full moon in Capricorn energy. Looking at how we use our energy, what our nervous system is teaching us, and then making little bits of intention and effort to be supported and to support. I got the Hermit card for us today, which is actually the collective card for 2025 this year. So this tells me that we're on the right path. In a similar way, the Hermit asks us to discern when it's time to bring our energy into ourselves and when it's time to take that wisdom and those resources back out into the world. Maybe every time you inhale, think, right now I am safe. And as you exhale, you think, I can share my support. Right now I am safe. I can share my support. Right now I am safe. I can share my support. Start to extend your breath, returning back into this space. Find some little movements in the fingers, in the feet, and the face. Maybe extend the arms above your head in a big morning stretch. Roll over to either side. Just taking a moment for yourself. And then find your way up to a comfortable seat. We're going to do one more little bit of a practice before we close out class. So as I mentioned, Gemini rules over our hands and our lungs, and Uranus is our nervous system. So this is a super simple practice that you can do when you can feel your nervous system really start to elevate to bring yourself back into your body. So as you inhale, bring the arms out to the side. Exhale, touch your hands onto your head. Stay for a breath. Inhale, bring your arms out to the side. Exhale, bring your hands onto your heart. Stay for a breath. Inhale, bring the arms out to the side. Exhale, bring your hands onto your abdomen. Inhale, bring the arms out to the side. Exhale, bring your hands onto your stay for a breath. We're going to do that whole thing one more time. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, hands onto your head. Stay for a breath. Inhale, bring the arms out to the side. Exhale, bring your hands to your chest. Stay for a breath. Bring the arms out to the side. Exhale, bringing your hands onto your abdomen. Stay for a breath. One inhale, bring the arms out to the side. Exhale, rest your hands onto your knees. Stay for a breath. And with your hands on your knees, notice if you can feel your heartbeat or your pulse. It's okay if you can't. We're going to close off class by chanting the word peace 3 times in Sanskrit. We're going to do a big Om together. Then we'll pause, and then we'll chant Shanti 3 times. If you know it, I'd love for you to join. If not, listen and you'll still get all the benefits. Deep breath in for Om. Om. Deep breath in for Shanti. Shante, Shante, Shanti. Peace to you, peace to your loved ones, peace to all beings everywhere without exception. I thank you, I thank my teachers and my teachers' teachers, and the great privilege to practice this lineage. And then send it out to the universe.